Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Ingram Jones, and thank you for tuning in to Bayloric TV Boxing Channel. Red alert! Dillian Whyte versus Dave Allen has been announced. That's probably one of the worst kept secrets in British boxing, to be honest with you. I mean, I knew that the venue was booked in July in Leeds, and I was thinking to myself, well, Dillian Whyte's going to be fighting in Leeds, and Dave Allen is local to Leeds. So I thought to myself, you know what? Dave Allen's in Leeds. Dillian Whyte's fighting in Leeds. Dillian Whyte and Dave Allen have been going back and forth. Fight's going to happen. And so my initial thoughts are a good fight. After this, I think that this fight could be an even better fight had both guys taken this fight in September and not now or in October when it was proposed. Now I said it before, and I said it when Dillian Whyte fought Anthony Joshua. I felt that fight could have been even bigger and even better had Dillian Whyte not taken that fight at that time, because the difference between Dillian Whyte hurting Anthony Joshua and knocking Anthony Joshua out, and the difference in where we would be looking at Dillian Whyte today had he landed that left hook in shape, proper working shoulder, and the Joshua camp knowing that Dillian Whyte was coming to that fight injured. I mean, I'm not trying to be a guy that's saying it after the event. I did mention this before the event, and I kept saying it over and over again. Now, with this fight with Dillian Whyte versus Dave Allen, I know Dave Allen's been doing a lot of training, a lot of fitness training, a lot of training this and training that. But I don't know how much quality sparring he's been having. And for me, after that fight he had against Jason Gavin, in my personal opinion, I think he should have been straight back in the ring as soon as possible, fighting somebody else and making a statement. I mean, Dave Allen's had a handful of fights, and he fought Jason Gavin in what, less 9-10 fights? And I think that he got a lot of criticism by a guy who only had 10 fights as a pro and a few fights as an amateur. Dave Allen's background, you know, he's done a lot of sparring, a lot of training with the likes of Tyson, some of the best heavyweights in the world, including Fury and Klitschko. You know, he's been in there. He's been in the camps. So he knows what world-class boxing is all about. It's one thing being a sparring partner. It's another thing being able to translate that in the ring. And I just think that someone like Dave Allen, in my personal opinion, needed to spend a little bit more time working on his craft, getting a hold of who he is as a fighter, what he's going to be doing, and maybe get another 3 or 4 fights, even 5 fights before taking someone like Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte now has already fought, and you know, he's got that profile after fighting Anthony Joshua, and you know, his stock rises each and every time he's now talking. Dillian Whyte is building a brand for himself, and he's definitely on the up. His last performance against Baccarin wasn't great, and I'm of the belief that Dillian Whyte, he doesn't do well against movers. Even when he fought Brian Minto, I think movement doesn't do him any favors. I think a guy that comes straight at him, i.e. Dave Allen, who'll come straight at him, well, Dave Allen's going to have no other choice. He's going to have to come straight at him. And fitness of both guys. The other question is fitness. Dillian Whyte, for my money, I don't think he's gone 12 rounds. Dave Allen hasn't gone 12, but he's done, I think, 9 or 10 rounds, maybe 8 or 10 rounds he's done. The other thing about Dave Allen, he fight with Jason Gavin. He was meant to fight somebody else, and then Jason Gavin came in as a late substitute. Oriang, the fight before that, Dave Allen had a fight lined up. The guy pulled out. Oh, yeah. Dave Allen was meant to fight Richard Towers. Jason Gavin stepped in. Then he was meant to fight for the English title, I believe. And Oriang stepped in, the Frenchman. So Dave Allen has had either late replacements or now late notice. That's been the career of Dave Allen so far. And again, this is another fight. These are things that the boxing public don't know. What the public do see are Dave Allen making his statements, or they'll see him on Bayloric TV with all the things we've done. You hear him talking, a very articulate man, knows his boxing, but the things behind the scenes. Now, if I'm brutally honest, I don't think Allen should be taking this fight now. Like I said, I think he should have some more learning fights, 2 or 3, and then fight Dillian Whyte. I think he should have been straight back in the ring against after the Jason Gavin fight, and back on TV, people seeing what he can do. So people come off this fight of Dave Allen into this fight thinking the guy that fought Jason Gavin didn't look great. Only had a handful of fights. And you've got to give Allen all the credit in the world for taking on Jason Gavin with only 10 fights. Remember, Joshua took him on. How many fights did Joshua have when he fought him? How many fights did what's his name? Deontay Wilder have before he fought Jason Gavin? So there are a lot of things to put in the mix here. Dillian Whyte's fought recently. He's going to be fighting again soon. So in terms of fight fitness or match sharpness or fight sharpness, Dillian Whyte's in a better position this time round than Dave Allen. It's a good fight. Dave Allen certainly cannot be walking in straight lines against Dillian Whyte because he'll get caught with the left hook. He's a strong type of guy, strong, tough. Peter Fury's got a lot of credit for Dave Allen, but you know, I don't know. Let me hear what people are thinking in the room. Bruce Wayne, good afternoon, Ingram. No offense, but I'm afraid your buddy Dave is in for a beatdown. A pretty bad one, to be specific. Sorry. J124, I understand Gavin is an awkward fighter. Copinder, Dave says he won't be 100% going into the fight. Well, to be honest, I don't think Dave Allen has ever been into a fight. Gone into a fight 100%. Okay. He's never been into a fight 100%. Let's be honest. He was meant to fight Richard Towers, pulled out. Richard Towers pulled out on him. He was meant to fight the other guy for the English title, pulled out on him. I'm not making excuses. That's what it's been. So Dave Allen and Steffi Ball. You've got to remember, Steffi Ball's done. I think he had JV McDonald. He had the McDonald twins. So he's worked for some other fighters around Sheffield and Leeds. Steffi Ball knows what he's talking about. And Steffi Ball said he didn't think Dave Allen would take the fight. So I don't know why Allen's taken this fight. Hopefully I'll get to talk to him. I haven't spoken to him for a while, as you know. I don't know why he took the fight, personally. I don't know if he's been pressured to take the fight. I don't know if it's one of those situations where, okay, you take the fight, whether you win or you lose, we'll still work with you at Sky. I see Whyte beating Allen quite easy, although I haven't seen much of Allen. And the things you'll see of Allen probably don't put him in his best light. Peter Fury's been full of praise of Dave Allen. I don't know if, and then now Dave Allen's gone back to the Ingles. I don't know. I don't know if this is you know. But having said that, I don't know. I don't know. I personally don't think I don't think now's the right time for the fight. Hi, Bayloric. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you as well, Petter Pekadecker. So, good afternoon to everyone in the room. Marky BA, Bruce Wayne, J124, Copindo9, J124, Glenn C, and Pekadecker. Thank you for being in the room and hope you're having a great Saturday. So the fight's been announced. It's another one of these fights that I guess now I've got to the point now. I'm seeing British boxing for what it is, not for what they're throwing. It's like what it is for me now. It's like there are 2 ways you can put food on a table. You can get food thrown at a table with you and say, hey, have that. Or you can have it nicely done and presented in a way that's first class. And for me, it's something that's just thrown on a table at you. Just take that and have that. Very disrespectful to fans because people in the know understand what's going on here. For me, it's a fight where Dave Allen's been pushed into. That's what it seems like to me. And it also seems to me like a fight. Yes, I know he's been talking about the fight. And because you say you want to take somebody on, and you believe you can beat them, that doesn't mean you give yourself three weeks notice to go and fight a guy. That's not putting yourself in your best light. And if Dave Allen has been training for the last month or so, Has he been training in the knowledge that he would fight Dillian Whyte? Why would you spend money on sparring partners if you know a fight's not going to happen? So I don't really. The fans are very quick to, oh yeah, he's ducking him. Those guys, those fans, those are the same guys that are not getting in the ring and fighting. Those are the same fans that if you were in a hospital bed, you suffering from injuries through boxing, they wouldn't come and visit you. They wouldn't pay for your hospital bills. They'll just look to the next fighter. So for 75% to 80% of boxing fans, I couldn't give a damn what they think because they are heartless and cold. Look at Abdusalamov, the guy who's in hospital now. Great fight he had with Mike Perez. Nobody gives a damn about him. Amir Khan, when he fought Canelo, got completely cleaned out by Canelo. Nobody gives a damn about Khan now until the next fight he has. Nobody gives a damn. And we'll say as well he got sparked by Canelo. Move on. And that's how cold the boxing is. So all this crap that boxing fans have, oh, he's brave, he's showing balls. Once a guy gets knocked out today, people are almost unforgiving. You got sparked by so-and-so. So they kind of dismiss you to the next fighter, the next flavor. Waiting Gennady Golovkin gets beat. As soon as Gennady Golovkin gets beat, they'll go, oh, he wasn't all best, he wasn't that great. They'll push him to one side and they'll move on to the next thing. So, you know, there is the argument as well that with Dillian Whyte, he's still an unknown quantity. We know he takes a good shot. We know that, you know, he's got plenty of fighting heart. We know he can punch. How hard he can punch, we still don't know that because we have to wait till somebody else who hits Joshua to find out how good Joshua's chin is. So there are a lot of intangibles. If it's the left shoulder that he hit Joshua with a left hook with, did he have full power in that left hook? I don't know. They're just lots of tangibles. Lots of tangibles and lots of things we can look at. Let's see what people are saying. Pekadeka says, wonderful analysis, Baylor. Mr. Ingram, you ask and raise very interesting questions. Thank you very much. I got pricey knockout. Really? Okay. And White would surely KO him. I thought it would be Price v. Allen. That's what I thought. And even that's not a good fight at this point in time for Dave Allen. To be fair, we don't know if Dillian Whyte is even above British level yet. Very good point. If White didn't risk Joshua, there would be no hype around him at all. Yes, risk and reward. I understand that. But if Dillian Whyte had knocked Joshua out, that fight would still happen because there would still have been hype about it. I don't care what people tell me. Brook v. Khan, that fight, people still draw to see that fight. Fury v. Price, people, if enough hype is around it, people will tune in to see that fight. There are fights that are natural barn burners, but people know that given enough talking between two people, people still see the fight. Fury v. Hay, people will still see that fight. This stuff about, oh, well, you know, the hype's gone out the fight. No, I don't believe it. There are fights that we don't even want to see that we still end up seeing, all right? And I don't know a boxing fan that says, oh, I don't want to see that fight, that come fight night, they don't go on and watch the fight just to see, just in case. So there's a lot of hypocrisy in, but I'm not going to do this, or contradiction, I'm not going to do that, and then you end up doing it. So a lot of the stuff that Peter said in boxing, I kind of wash all over it and try and look at things, the hard facts. The hard facts is Dave Allen will not be in 100% shape for Dillian Whyte. But I think Dillian Whyte may have been preparing for Dave Allen because he may have had a heads up. I don't know. Rabzinski gives a damn about Abdusalamov. He donated $500,000 for his therapy, but nobody ever talks about it. No, I don't think they would do. Another one, the G-Man, Joe McLennan. Great fighter. Now, in hospital, nobody gives a damn about Joe McLennan. I don't see many people going and doing interviews with Joe McLennan or talking about McLennan's family. You don't see it. So my point is, this stuff about having balls and being brave in boxing, any guy who gets in the ring and boxes has got balls. Anybody who's prepared to get in the ring and risk their life to box has got balls, whether it be British level, Commonwealth, European, world level, or even at grassroots, amateur, semi-pro. A lot of these guys that talking and have all these things have never taken a punch in anger. And probably if they took a punch in anger, they wouldn't step back in the ring again, get popped in the nose. Where does Dave Allen go from here? I don't know. You see that? I don't know if Steffi Bull would have even taken the fight in the first place. I don't know. I don't know. Dave's got his own ideas on what he wants to be in world boxing, and I don't know. I might be speaking out of turn here. He's got his own views on where he wants to go in world boxing and how he wants to be. I mean, I've personally said things to him as well, but I've said, maybe it'd be nice for him to get some fights and build a profile for himself, kind of like what Josh Warrington has done. Build a profile like he's done, got connected with a football team or a rugby team, build that base, build a base behind you, and build some acceleration behind you. Get those fights. You've had the experience fighting as a pro, sparring as a pro with the likes of Joshua and all these people around the world. Gain that experience, build the profile, take your time, build your profile, and those big fights will happen. What's the rush? What's the rush? Because it doesn't end up well in the heavyweight division. It doesn't end up well. The Jason Gavin fight, you can look at, okay, it was a bad fight. It didn't look great. Gavin didn't come to win. But at the same time, look at before the fight, he was meant to fight Richard Towers. He was prepared to fight Richard Towers. Had he fought Richard Towers, what would happen tonight? Nobody knows. But it would have been interesting to see him fight Richard Towers. As for Dillian Whyte, on the flip side of Dillian Whyte, I have to say that Dillian Whyte and his brand is growing. And if Dillian Whyte, if he's talking the way he's talking, and he's talking about evolution, if the way he's talking reflects in his training and his ability to listen and his ability to absorb information and his willingness to really dig down and really be professional about what he's doing, which he seems at the moment, then the Dillian Whyte we've seen pre-Joshua may have just been British level. But the post-Joshua, Mark Tibbs, Dillian Whyte thing may take him European and world level. So it's just a matter of if brand Dillian Whyte is not just for the camera, that actually brand Dillian Whyte is actually doing the work. And for what it seems and what it looks like, early days, it looks like there is a change in Dillian Whyte. He's always going to be a guy who's going to want to tear up, which is exciting about Dillian Whyte, but he now needs to put on some good performances. This fight against Dave Allen, if he beats Dave Allen, what does he prove? He's beaten a guy that's had a handful of professional fights, 9, 10 fights, 10, 11 fights. I don't know. I personally don't know. As for Dave Allen, should he beat Dillian Whyte? Then what will people say? You beat the guy, you knocked the guy out that Anthony Joshua knocked out. You knocked the guy out that didn't look great against Brian Minto, went 8 rounds or 9 rounds against Anthony Joshua, but has nothing done anything else as a pro. So both guys, for me, on a hiding to nothing for this fight. Ultimately, if Whyte beats Allen or Allen beats Whyte, what does that prove? You can throw some punches. You both guys have got in the ring. You've been ballsy. You've taken a fight, and it's just filled up a card in Leeds. Has it got any ramifications in world boxing? Absolutely no. Whyte will go on to be a journeyman, in my opinion, says J124. Well, that's then giving Dave Allen a disservice. You're giving Dave Allen a disservice here, because if Dave Allen goes on and beats Dillian Whyte in less than 13 fights or 12 fights, I mean, he's had 10 fights now. If he does that, he's then beating Jason Gavin and now Dillian Whyte. If he does that, if Dillian Whyte looks bad against Dave Allen and he can't knock Dave Allen out and it goes to points, then I don't know. The thing is, this fight is good for Dillian Whyte because Dave Allen will come at him. I hope that Dave Allen fights with his head and not with his heart in this fight, and he fights with the skill set that he's got that he didn't show against Jason Gavin. I hope he's learned a lot from the Jason Gavin fight. But what can you do in 3 weeks? What can you do in 3 weeks? I mean, you do all the fitness training stuff, but what can you really do in 3 weeks? Basically, strategy for Alan will be head down, get stuck in, and hope you can stop Dillian in the first 3 or 4 rounds. Really test that chin and see if you've got. If he's a world-class puncher, Dave Allen, if he's a world-class puncher, game on. If he's not, you know, if he's not a world-class puncher, then what? What happens then? So that's what else can you do? You can't really. Your fight with 3 weeks' notice. Your whole fight is based around. I've got to do the best I can within a limited space of time. To be fair, Dave Allen does look in good shape at the moment, but it's get your head down and have a go. Whereas Dillian Whyte has fought recently, he's probably been in better shape, better fight shape. So, you know, maybe he'll be able to have a better strategy. JS Allen, world class puncher. Come on, I don't think you're listening to me. I said if Dave Allen is a world class puncher. I never said Dave Allen is a world class puncher. Please listen to me. I said if he's a world class puncher. If. Don't know if he is. If isn't he is. If. Please listen to what I'm speaking. JS. So what I'm basically saying is if he's a world class puncher, or he's got heavy enough hands to get Dillian Whyte out of there, then maybe he can take the chance and say, you know what, head down and go for it. He's gonna have to get his head down and go for it anyway. He's gonna have to get his head down and go for it anyway. But because you've got 3 weeks, what can you do in 3 weeks or 4 weeks? What can you? How much fitness and preparation can you get in 4 weeks or 3 weeks? And Dillian Whyte and Eddie Hearn know this as well. So another Brit in a world title fight being announced on Monday. Yeah, I'm sure I heard something about Kid Galahad fighting for a world title. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard a story like that, but I don't know how true it is. See, this other thing about Brits fighting for world titles. Davey's making a mistake. Well, I think so too, personally. I think so too, only on the basis of the time he's been given to fight. Throughout Dave Allen's career, in fights that have mattered for me, there's always been some switcheroo at the last minute. And I've been at the end of a phone to him, listening to him. You know, at the a fight been switched. 1 minute he's fighting this guy, then a week before the fight, a pull out. 3 days before the fight, a pull out. So the one thing with this Dillian Whyte fight, there'll be no pull out. Dillian Whyte will take the fight. No, make no mistake. Dillian Whyte will take the fight. So I don't know. I don't know. Personally, I don't care what British boxing fans say. I would have swerved the fight. I don't care what. I would have swerved the fight and taken the fight. So I'll take the fight, but I'll fight in September. And I think fans would say, you know what? Okay, fine. Fights in September. Let's fight in September. Let me get myself in the best possible shape so there can be no excuses for my part, and I'll fight you in September or I'll fight you in October when I'm fit. It's fair enough. Do you know what I mean? In that case, then Fury should have gone and fought Klitschko when he had the injured ankle. She'd go, oh, I'll fight you just as that. Just because I've got balls, I've got guts, and I'm going to get in the ring. No, you've got to be professional about these things. Eurokas1 says, this is a very bad decision by Dave. Totally irrational. He should have built his career slowly. I was saying this from earlier on. He would have been smarter if he thought it would have been smarter if that fight was GGG Brook undercard. Thank you very much. That's what I'm talking about. That makes more sense. Much smarter if it was on the GGG Brook undercard. Dillian Whyte versus Dave Allen. Now that would have made more sense. I'm not saying that he would have beaten Dillian Whyte. What I'm saying is you're giving yourself more time. And I'm not saying he can't beat Dillian Whyte. So please don't misquote me. What I'm saying is that you give yourself more time to prepare for a fight. If you've ever boxed before, you know yourself, or I know myself, I know when I've boxed before, you want to make sure that you're in the best shape. You know when you get in the ring and you're in shape and you're in good shape and you box, you can do the things. You can say, right, I know I've got 3 rounds here. I know I'm fit. I'm strong, I'm good to go. I can go do X, Y, and Z. I can throw as many punches as I want. I can push myself and I go full blast. But if you're not in shape, you then think to yourself, okay, look, you know what? I don't want to put as many punches out, so I'm gonna limit my output of punches. I'm not gonna engage as much. I'm gonna get off back foot, try and counter punch, not land as many punches. I'm gonna do a lot more tying up. So, you know, again, Dave Allen as well, an experienced fighter in the sense of that fights he's had. How does he go about this fight? Is he going to go out and try to go all guns blazing? Is he going to try and go? Is he going to try and hold Allen Whyte when he's close, smother him, you know, hit on the break, throw a few punches, tie up, or is he going to come out and try and go hell for leather? What would be the strategy? The lead, PT Boxing says the Leeds card is a really good card. It is indeed. Yeah, it's a lead. The Leeds card's a very good card, but you can't compare Leeds card to Gennady Golovkin versus Kell Brook. Regardless of the welterweight fight in the middleweight, it's still Gennady Golovkin in the UK. That in itself is going to bring in a lot of people. Euroka1 says, yeah, Dave will probably aim for his left shoulder. So, again, the announcement of Dave Allen versus Dillian Whyte is a good announcement, but I've said before, smoke and mirrors. As far as I'm concerned, Dave Allen has enough time to prepare for the fight. This fight could have happened in September. See no reason why the big rush is to fight now on the Leeds card, except for just to pack out a Leeds card. Otherwise, the fight could have been, as far as I'm concerned, in September. So those are my thoughts. I don't want to yap on anymore. I'll hopefully try and have a word with Dave Allen. CPEFCT. PT Boxing, you've done any interviews lately? Stick to it, lad. Right, I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning in for Dave Allen versus Dillian Whyte. The common consensus at the moment is people believe Whyte's going to do a number on Dave Allen. And my belief is that Dave Allen has done himself no favors taking this fight in July. If he's been given an ultimatum by Eddie Hearn and Sky, you better take this fight now, or we won't be promoting your fights in the future. Then all the ultimatum being, doesn't matter if you get knocked out or beaten this fight, we'll promote you and bring you back in the future. Will it be for the WBC? I don't know what it'll be for. So, hope you've enjoyed it. Those who are watching, don't forget to hit that yellow button in the corner to subscribe. Thank you all for watching once again. And I'll be back soon. Take care. Keep your hands up. I'm out.